Hello. Today I'll be demonstrating how to upload a CMC file into CMOS. Once you have your CMC file on your desktop, you'll go to Work Areas, Deployment Management, Tools, Deployment, and Load Unit Move Diskette. Once you're on this screen, you'll click Select File. You go to Desktop. You'll locate your CMC file. CMOS will prompt you and notify you that the DSO ID on the CMC file does not exist. Do you wish to create? You'll select yes, and in doing so you'll be able to set your deployment parameters on top of loading the cargo, so you can skip the first step in the previous video. So from here you'll press F on your mill mode. Your EDI mode will automatically populate. You'll select your cosigner, enter in your POD, your POE, your TAC code, your cosignee, and your POD. And then put in your ETA and select Load Disk. Since the file has been successfully loaded, processing complete. You'll select Cancel. You'll exit from this screen. And to see the files that were uploaded, you'll go to Work Areas, Air Freight Outbound, File, Open, and check Air Outbound Cargo. You'll double click in your DSO and select the DSO. Press F8 and it'll show you both TCNs that were uploaded. So from here, once the TCNs have been uploaded, from here you're just going to be double checking the weights and dimensions, making sure that everything is correct and goes along with the paperwork that you have for each piece. So we're going to do that for the first piece. I'm going to click in the block with the TCN, click Shipment Planning, and from here you're just going to double check and make sure that everything is correct and there's no errors. So you're going to go to Pieces, you'll double check your dimensions, you ensure that the type of pack is correct, then we're going to go to Indicators and start from the top on the left side, work our way down. We don't have has. So we see here that our commodity code is wrong. So we have to exit, double click, and select the most applicable that describes the piece. And you will do this for every single piece. We'll start from here on the right side, work our way down. Then you see at the bottom for your air dimension code, it says the values A is not a consolidation and it does not exceed 84 inches. We change our air dimension code to A because it's not a consolidation and it does not exceed 84 inches. Once we've done that, click Edit TCN. The system lets you know that you passed edits. And from here, you will exit. So now that we've corrected any errors that might be with the piece, we can now incheck and do the same thing for the next piece. Now, on this one, we do exceed 84 inches. So here we have Z, not a consolidation, exceeds 84 inches, so we'll be using Z. We'll click Edit TCN. Our edits are good. Now we'll exit and then check this piece as well. There'll be times where you'll be prompted with this message. It'll ask, do you want to print a placard for this piece, and it'll automatically assign you a pallet ID. In the event that you have this error, I would write down the pallet ID so that when you go to cap it out as a pallet, you already know which pallet ID was given to this piece. But for the sake of this video, we'll select no, exit. Now we're going to be capping out our pieces as pallets. So staying in air freight outbound, you go to File, Open, you go to Pallets. So since we were already given a pallet ID for one pallet, we can go to that pallet. So we know that's our pallet because it has our DSO, as well as the POD is correct, and the consignee. We can go, but before we can change anything into our pallet header, we have to remove the completion date and then save. Without doing this, any changes that you may make to this piece, it will not accept the edits. So from here, once we're in this screen, we'll just go down and look and make sure each one of these blocks are filled in correctly. So we know our POE is not correct. Our POD is, our move mode is correct. Our consignee is correct. Our pallet type code, you'll select the pallet, type of the pallet, and the configuration based on the type of aircraft that it's going on. Make sure your pallet height is correct. Your cargo type is, this type is G for general cargo. We have our weights. Double click and select our chalk, or we can enter it in. Let's say the chalk does not exist, you wish to create. We'll select yes. Now that everything has been entered in correctly, you put in your completion date. So once we've put in our completion date, we can save it. Click Edit Check. We've passed edits, and you proceed to print in a placard for your pallet. Once you're in this screen, you'll list how many straps, chains, devices, and net sets for each pallet. Aircraft configuration. We'll put in the type of aircraft here. Make sure this information is correct and then it matches. Once that is complete, you can print out your placard, your pallet ID, and your pallet placard. And once you've done that, you can exit. And now this pallet is complete. For our other piece, click Insert New Record. Regular pallet. It's given us our pallet ID for the next piece. We'll click Assign TCN. You go down, find our pallet, and click Assign, and OK. So from here, go to our pallet header, and we do the same thing for this piece as we did for the previous one. So we know our air dimension code, and this is incorrect. You press our POE, POD, or mill mode, our co-signee, our pallet type code, our general cargo, our scale weight, DSO ID, and our completion date. Once we've completed here, we can proceed there to print our placard, but for the sake of this video, we're just going to push ahead. So we've completed both pallets, and now we'll proceed to our air schedule. So we can stay in air freight outbound, air schedule, from here we can enter in our mission number, and for a step-by-step guide on how to build an air schedule, please see the previous video. But for the sake of this video, I'm only showing the steps on how to manifest the cargo and build an air manifest after you've uploaded the CMC file. So once your air schedule is complete, you'll save it, and you'll exit. And now we're going to build an air manifest, staying in air freight outbound. You go to File, Open, Air Manifest, and it'll bring you into query mode. You press Exit, Insert New Record. When creating your air manifest, the first block on the new manifest, you'll enter C for cargo, M for mail. You put in C. Once you hit Tab, it'll assign you your manifest number. You put in your POD. You double click in here for mission. You'll select the mission number that you created. Your mill mode, and from there you'll click Unassigned Pallets. You'll locate the two pallets that we created. And after each one you click, it'll disappear from the screen. Click OK. Now we have both pallets onto our manifest. And just for a last check, click Edit Check. We've passed edits. And that is how you manifest pallets using a CMC file. From here, after you've manifested all the pallets and everything's good to go, you can click Print Manifest. Then click Print the window, Print Display. And once you've done that, you'll be able to print your manifest and get it signed. And that's how you upload a CMC file and manifest the cargo from it. Thank you. CMC file and manifest.